Have you been sleeping a little too well lately? Is the current global catastrophe getting a little boring? Don't worry, I've got you covered. You just go ahead and sit back in a comfy chair and relax. Are all the doors in your home locked? Are you sure? No? Don't get up and check now. It's too late. I'm kidding, of course, but really, don't turn around. Keep looking at me. Don't turn around. You're a human, right? You probably don't like dying. The fear of death is hardwired into pretty much everyone. Snakes, spiders, the ocean, the dark. We're never really taught to be afraid of these things. The fear's just there. Something deep, instinctual, primordial. It compels us to stay away. But those fears can be super individualized. There might be some variant genetic component or some psychological phenomenon going on, but who knows? If I'm being totally honest, I don't know what you're afraid of now. I do know what you're afraid of in about 10 minutes. Nobody's afraid of what they should truly be afraid of. Nobody dies from snake bites anymore. If you heard about someone dying from a snake bite, you'd think they were an idiot for putting themselves in a situation where they could get bitten by a snake. We live in a modern world with modern problems. We need modern fears. Do you know the most likely way you're gonna die? Heart disease. That thing that's been beating your whole life is statistically the thing that's gonna end it. It is a ticking time bomb. Think of all the sitting down, greasy food, ruining your sleep schedule, all the abuse your heart takes day in, day out. How much longer do you think that poor thing can hold out before it just gives up? That's still not that scary, is it? Heart disease is too predictable. You can pretty easily assess your risk factors and change your lifestyle to help avoid heart conditions. Aneurysms, on the other hand, they're as tenth as likely, but a billion times more unpredictable. Aneurysms don't discriminate on race, age, health, height, religion, you name it. Everyone is at risk. You could have one a minute from now and would have next to no warning signs. I could have one recording this. Don't worry though, I've got a clone in the closet that'll finish the video in the event of my death. And the instant one of those fun little things pops, you're gone. And that's fun, right? Try not to get too stressed out about them though, since high blood pressure is literally the top cause for aneurysms. So, how are we doing? A little spooked? A little rattled? We good? Okay, let's keep going. Throughout this whole video, there's probably been this little voice in the back of your head saying, oh, well, that stuff won't happen to me. Sure, it's gonna happen to someone, but not me. Well, I hate to break it to you, but everybody thinks that until it happens to them. I think we all have this delusion that our life is gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna die in some horrible accident or have my head explode. Besides, the secret to immortality is gonna get discovered in my lifetime. It seems more likely than ever. Medical technology keeps getting better. I'm sure they'll find something before I die. Do you know who else has thought that? Everyone. The oldest story ever written is about some king that thinks he's going to be the first to discover the secret to living forever. You know how many people have ever lived? About 100 billion. You know how many have ever died? About 100 billion. You think you're going to be the first person to break that streak? I'll bet you your life you're wrong. And then there's always murder. one of the scariest things to a human is another human because we know what atrocities we're capable of as a species. There are about 500,000 murders per year, and depending on where you live, your chances go up quite a bit. If you live in the US, you have a 1 in 100 chance of being murdered, which is about as likely as dying from an aneurysm, so maybe you should be a little worried. Anyone, anywhere, anytime could decide to end your life for any reason, and you would have no idea until you saw a knife coming out of the front of your chest. I mean, even if murder was one of the rarest forms of death, people would still be scared of it. Probability doesn't scare people. Uncertainty does. People aren't scared of things because the probability's high. They're scared because there's a chance at all. When you think about it, uncertainty underpins everything scary. Nobody believes in ghosts when the lights are on, but you know just how much more pep there is in your step when you're going upstairs in the dark. It just goes to show that even with all our fancy technology and endless access to information, you know nothing. Well, you know you exist, but that's it. Your entire life could be a hallucination or a simulation. The formation of the summation of all of creation could have taken place in the last lunation. The presentation of this oration is getting ostentatious. Is that a group of starlings? Anyway, the only thing you know is that you exist here and now. Sure, you'd love to think that you're safe and sound and no one could ever hurt you when you're all cozy in your home. When the lights are off and you see that shadowy thing in the corner, you know it's a pile of laundry. There's no way it could be anything else. Until it starts moving. The dark is scary because anything could be in it, no matter how far-fetched it may seem. That's why it's always a little terrifying when someone says, "Don't turn around. There's something behind you." Your brain is looking for every excuse to just laugh it off and move on, but you still turn around because you never know. That's the scariest thing, isn't it? The simple fact that at the end of the day, you just can't know for sure. Anything can happen, and it's terrifying. The apocalypse is happening, and anyone could die at any time, and it feels like it. That's just one of the horrible things about life, that one of the most effective things at keeping us safe is the feeling of being unsafe all the time. But that uncertainty is what makes life worth living, isn't it? If you knew everything that was going to happen to you, what would be the point of doing anything? There's a pretty old philosophical concept by Nietzsche about this demon that visits you in the night. He comes by your bedside and says, "This life, as you now live and have lived it, you will have to live once more and innumerable times more, and there will be nothing new in it, but every pain and every joy and every thought and sigh and everything unutterably small or great in your life will have to return to you, all in the same succession and sequence. Even this spider and this moonlight between the trees, and even this moment and I myself. The eternal hourglass of existence is turned upside down again and again, and you with it, speck of dust." Fear might be unpleasant in the moment, but it makes existing interesting. If we live a life free of fear, hiding from death all our lives, is that even living? Fear feels terrible, but it forces us to find the courage to live. Fear is the mountain that we have to climb if we want to see the other side of uncertainty. What happens when we acknowledge the abject terror of the unknown and embrace it? It might suck to be uncertain of everything, but at least it's better than Nietzsche's thing. Thank God that's not true. Unless, of course, it is, in which case, see you next time. Happy Halloween.